Okay, I think I found the best thing to take this paint off with, although I could design something to be perfect because this is still taking a little bit of wood off. But I don't think it's really going to matter because it's going to be painted. But anyway, this is what I've used so far. I started out with one of these, and you can see how, you see it, it's kind of thick. Well, within about a minute, it got turned into that. That is what happens. That stuff just disintegrated. Then I went to, I went to sandpaper. No, I went to sandpaper. The sandpaper worked, but it wasn't getting down the grooves and stuff. Then I used one of these, and it didn't really do very much. I mean, and these things, these things are, all this stuff is expensive. This is like 12 bucks for this, and it just did not last at all. I mean, that's what it turned into. And then I tried this, and it's kind of a stiff brush, but it took it off, but not as good. And I used these two. One's coarse and one's fine. I think this one's a fine one, and this is the coarse one. And they're just kind of so-so. And I bought these together this is a nice, I mean, that's a nice steel brush, and that's a nice steel brush, but it doesn't take paint off. I don't know. I mean, they're made to take paint off. I think they're a paint company or something like that, but it's not taking this stuff off. And I think I got this at the same time. But that's basically, I'll get the paint off a window. But this is what I ended up, one of these cups. And I don't know how long they last, because a lot of times these crimps, I'll have them buried in my arm, these cheap ones. I get these little wheels for my die grinder and stuff, and I'll have that stuff sticking out of my arm. But anyway, this is the one that seems to be working. Now this thing, when it's turned on, it splays out, so it gets a better thing, and it does. It still took down the ridges on the wood, but I don't know what it'd do to. I mean, this is a softer. This is a soft. These weren't bad, but I think it has to have this. I don't know why these weren't taking it off. I didn't understand. I don't, But this was taking it off. This was doing good, but it lasted like a minute. And this is doing about as good as this, only it's doing a little bit of damage. Not damage, but it's just kind of knocking the things off the wood. But I'm going to stick with it because it's doing the best. And it's not destroying the wood. It's just knocking off some of the ridges, which I don't know why. I think these must have been sold and back. This house was built in the 60s, so they must have been thinking of oiling cedar shingles or cedar siding back then. I don't know, because painting over that's almost ridiculous, those ridges. So this is what I've settled on. Now I'll use all this other stuff. These things are junk. I had a big one that cost me 50 bucks, and it said for rust removal. And it wasn't Wagner. It was I don't know what it was, but man, that thing just got it was junk. These things just get, I don't know why, they just charge out the yin yang for these, and they just disappear. They just boom like that. They're just gone. Anyway, that's where I'm at. So it splays out. It gives you about maybe 6 inches of coverage, so you can get. I mean, I got a whole house and stuff to do, so, and those were not doing, they were not doing anything. I mean, barely taking off stuff, and then I need the flakes taken off because I want to put a layer of paint on it. It's good.